Hello, everyone. I am coming on this live today to share with you a little bit more about who I am. It's sort of been a while to talk a little bit about how I became a coach and ultimately how I came to create Ambitious and Balanced, which is my signature group coaching program for working moms that really focuses on sustainable work life balance, which, by the way, the next cohort is in the middle of forming right now. Our virtual retreat is taking place next Friday, the 16th, and Saturday, the 17th. So there's still time to get in that if that's of interest to you. I'll share more about that a little bit later. But, I came to coaching 11 years ago. That's really what I like to say. 11 years ago, my daughter was born. And I went through what I call the motherhood identity crisis. And I call it that now because I've realized almost every woman I've ever talked to has gone through the same moment where you go like, what the heck am I doing with my life? What really matters to me? Who am I? And it's kind of this series of like, almost like a bombardment of questions that feel unanswered within you. And so I went through the same identity crisis, and through a lot of self-discovery, mentorship, conversation, and time, I ultimately came to coaching. Now, at the time that I discovered coaching, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is not for me. This is a little too kind of woo woo. I don't know. It's not very concrete. I'm a very concrete person. And so I was very sketch against it. So I kept having this prompting though to look into it, to do more research. And so I started looking into it, and there was just something that shifted in me, and it felt like it was the right next step for me. I was in a job that I didn't really want to be in anymore. I didn't enjoy what I was doing. I was really good at it and I was the breadwinner of the family, but I didn't really want to do it anymore, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then having my daughter, there felt like I had this immense amount of responsibility that I now felt to take care of the family. And so that feeling of like I can't change jobs was also a part of me, but I was very confused. So I discovered coaching, and this little voice inside me just said, this is your next step. And I remember coming to my husband and going, look, I don't know if I'm starting a business. I don't know if I'm going to like leave my job eventually. I don't really know what this coaching thing is all about, but it feels like the right next step. Like I got to go get certified, and we're going to see where that takes us. And he was totally on board. And so I did that, signed up for classes, made a pretty big investment on a hunch. And I remember that very first day of classes, they were virtual classes. I actually had to do them during the day, during my work hours, ask permission to take these classes during my work hours, adjusted all the things to make it happen. I remember sitting on the floor in the room I was in after that first meeting and literally weeping so hard because it felt so aligned with who I was. Like I knew that this coaching certification journey that I just embarked on day one was exactly where I was supposed to be. Now, I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Still didn't know if I was going to have a business or quit my job or do whatever. I just knew that it was the right next step. And my journey through starting my coaching business felt a lot like that. It felt like I just see one step ahead of me and I'm going to take it. And I'm not exactly sure where that's headed. Now, 8+ years later, where that has led is into a coaching business that supports working moms in the same way that I felt like I really needed supported 11 years ago when I started the journey. It was that crossroads of career ambition and really having a job and making an impact in the world in a way that you want to, and aligning that with like the motherhood experience that you want to have. And so my coaching for the last 8 years has really been around helping women at this intersection, both in finding sustainable balance and rhythms and things like that, whatever you want to call that, to kind of manage life better and feel more joy and happy within the life that you created. And also helping women kind of discover new career paths, rediscover joy, redefine themselves, do a lot of some of that deep dive work that I had to do myself that eventually led me into coaching. Now, since then, I've also developed a program called Ambitious and Balanced. Now, this program came because I have now coached probably over 500 women having conversation around how to balance life, how to manage life, stress, guilt, how to prioritize well and delegate well, and how to get over people pleasing habits and procrastination habits. And over the course of the last 8 years, when I've been coaching over 500 women in this and really noticing the kinds of tools and strategies that created sustainable balance for women, not just balance, like didn't just like get them out of the weeds. It like was something that sustained them, that years later, as I talked to them, they were still able to maintain a lot of the rhythms and the strategies that we together had co-created for them. What I did is I broke all of those down and I said, what is the basis? What's the foundation of what true balance really takes and what it means and what it's going to take to create it? And that's where this program stemmed from, Ambitious and Balanced. I took the winning strategies of over 500 clients and I figured out what the through line was between all of them, and I created a 3-month program to both teach them and help you implement them. Now, 3 months is really strategic because as I started to think about how long I thought it would really take someone once they started learning these strategies and these practices and started putting the tools into place, once they started doing that, how long until they got into a new rhythm of life where life really felt different to them and they felt like they could see themselves maintaining it for the long term? And the answer to that was 3 months, which is why it's a 3-month program. And now, right now, the program is small. I don't take more than 10 women into the program. I want to give you a lot of attention. I want to help walk you through this process. I want to make sure that I am listening to what's going on in your life and I'm helping you apply these tools and strategies to your own life and kind of customize it to you, which is why I keep the group small. But in addition to that, there's so much community that comes with it. Like you literally are walking alongside other working moms who are doing it, who are going after their career, who are wanting to be great moms, who are struggling with the same things you're struggling with. It's so empowering to realize I'm not alone as you sit there and you listen to other women who are talking about the things that they struggle with in order to meet these goals of work-life balance. It's one of the most powerful experiences I have ever had being in a group coaching setting. And I've now heard it multiple times from the women in these programs, how impactful just doing this in a group setting has been for them. So this program is the next cohort of this program is starting. It's starting next week. Friday, May 16th is the beginning of our virtual retreat. We're going to meet Friday night, May 16th, and then Saturday morning, May 17th. That's where you're going to learn the entire process. I'm literally going to walk it through. I'm going to walk you through it step by step by step. You're going to get a workbook that's going to help you kind of dive into all of the practices, but we're going to workshop all of that together so that by the end of the retreat, you have a brand new idea of what balance truly is, what success as a working mom really is. You have clear definition of priorities for yourself, and you know exactly what the plan is to achieve those things within the next 3 months. Okay. And then from there, we meet weekly. We have a weekly group coaching call on Thursday mornings in order to check in, stay accountable, tweak the process in whatever way we need to coach, to help, to let me help you through some of the challenging, kind of tricky moments in everyday life, so that by the end of it's not going to magically happen at the end of 3 months. You're going to see the magic of it happening all throughout the 3 months, right? But by the end of 3 months, it's going to feel sustainable to you. That's the goal. Work-life balance that feels sustainable to you. I would love for you to join us in this next cohort. I do have a couple more open spots. The next step really is to jump on a consultation call with me because I want to make sure you're the perfect person for this program. So if that's of interest to you, I will make sure to drop the URL for that in the comments when I'm done with this live. And working moms, I know you can do this. If I have coached 500 working moms, from lawyers to doctors to teachers to entrepreneurs, I know that you can do it too. And I would love to have you in this program, walking alongside the other amazing working moms who are also taking ownership of their own work-life balance and their own happiness and doing it too. All right, working moms, I will come back to you again live very soon. But until then, let's get to it.